I emailed them there. They should be. All right, guys, we're going to be getting going here in just a second. We were actually on another Zoom with our brand partner, Dr. Darnell. And so just get you guys in here. So I want to tell you something, Yana. Ron and Elisa, they're diehards. They are better than Duracell batteries. And Elkie too. These guys never miss a Zoom meeting.
Never.
Even if I don't announce it, they'll be there. I think they sit there and they have the computer open to x39hub.com 24 hours a day waiting for it to come on.
Yeah, right.
I think they just remember what we say, because I did not text tonight, anyone.
Look at that good looking guy. You see what X39 has done for him?
He's getting younger.
Who are we looking at?
He's
Ron.
only one eye's got a wrinkle now. The other one's cleared completely up. Only one side of his forehead has got a wrinkle. The other side's cleared up. I mean, it's amazing. And that scar used to be on
I'm
his
using
arm.
one side for stress, but my arms and stuff are starting to come back. So, I feel good about it.
Oh my goodness. Look who we have in here tonight. Catherine and Randy. That's my favorite buddy to mess with. And he's going to hide, I promise you. Catherine, is he out flying a plane somewhere?
All right, family.
All right.
I did not text people, and it seems like
I got to remember to email in the morning
yes,
versus
and the
the
thing is,
evening.
if you can always remember, and like you guys do.
There he is.
When you go to x39hub.com every Sunday at 8, we will be here unless I text you that it's
Listen.
canceled.
Oh, we need to see if we can get free plane tickets. Where are you flying next?
What is it? Oh, we got one click on.
I just got out of the simulator here instructing at Southwest.
Oh, you're
Sure.
scaring me when you say you got out of the simulator. Makes me think you started flying yesterday. Come on, Steve, let's go for a flight now, buddy.
Yeah, come on down to Dallas. I'll put you in the simulator.
Oh, he would love that, actually.
I would love that.
That
You
was,
ain't
you know,
kidding.
his
You
dream was
fly
always
commercial?
to fly.
Yes. I've done a lot of simulators on helicopters. So my dad flew helicopters.
And those are harder to fly, aren't they?
You wouldn't do helicopters, would you?
No.
No,
That's
because
kinda
when the engine stops,
Yeah, it comes down.
It's an aerodynamic rock.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Well, you telling me that when I don't text people, only 4 of you come here?
That's what happens. I'm telling you, no, normally I email in the morning. But you watch, I'm telling you, because I announced it on the news tonight, they're going to start popping in one after another, after another, after another.
They had kind of
And
like
everybody will be an hour late.
catch
I
up.
have a-
Well,
I have a
I
text-
will just tell you a little bit things that are happening here.
I have
My
a testimony.
kids-
Hold on.
Oh.
She's talking.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, no, I have a testimony. I was in the simulator the other day and I turned around real fast and I hit my shin on the console. Well, those
Ooh.
simulators don't move. And I could feel it swelling up and I thought, man, I got a big gash in my shin. And luckily it wasn't bleeding, but I could feel the knot just rise up a lot. And so I finished the simulator training and then I got back to the hotel. I put an Lifewave on and that thing came all the way down, no bruising, no nothing. It was like pain, no pain, no nothing. I've done that before and I've had that pain. It was black and blue and it felt painful for a week.
Look,
This thing went away so fast I couldn't believe it. I said, honey, I have no bruise and my lump's gone. The next morning I thought, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That is
Yeah.
amazing.
You know, that's similar to what I went through when I pulled something from, I've been dealing with a lot of steel at the mining company but I ripped something in my right arm and I'm
Hmm.
like in excruciating pain. Next thing you know, I have X39, X49, Ice Wave. I look like a bandaged up, mummy there on my arm, but do you know the next day I had zero pain and it felt like I tore something in there. So I know what you mean when you say that. That is so true. So just amazing. That is incredible. So
Uh, okay, so I think I texted some of you before about, not all of you, how to store the patches because, right? So I kind of thought they're gonna reinforce that because even I had to change some of my habits. I do admit that some of my patches I would have in my purse, so I have them available if I meet someone and I have to give samples or patch them up or something. And next thing I know, I was reading a report from a doctor, which makes total scientific sense after thinking about it, that when the patches are close to body, they activate by our body heat, which is form of infrared light frequency that we emit out of our bodies. So they do contain stabilizers to prevent it. However, those only work, to a certain degree. What can happen if you always have patches near your body, like you have a purse and there are patches and you're wearing that purse on you, so the patches are so close to you that they might get deactivated. Just you activate them by body. They work on your body. They're helping your body because they're so close to your body and they're deactivated. So you give them to somebody and then they do nothing, So be very careful how to store them. Also, as you know, sun has a form of infrared light as well. I mean, it has many frequencies of light. So one of them is infrared. So this is why the way when companies send you patches, the way it is in envelope and how they are. If they bake on the sun too long, like some people go on vacation and they forget and, they're just, the mail stays on the sun and it's baking, they might get deactivated. So in that case, you can contact the company, what happened, and they're going to exchange your patches. But I decided to kind of like now I'm truly aware of this and I am putting patches away from the body. You just have it in a cabinet somewhere or even buy like a little metal case and have them in a metal because right now I look at you. I mean, yes.
there
Right,
you
because
go.
the metal
And
is
don't let the
being
dog sleep on it.
Yes, like they even mentioned that cats can go on patches and sleep on a leaf, on envelopes of patches, and next thing you know, because they emit their body heat as well. So patches get activated, healing your cat or dog, and then they're deactivated for you. So the way you handle patches is very important, and I just got aware of it. That's why I was texting everybody I could, but I don't even know if I did all of you because I have like about 70 people on my text. So I have to do one by one everybody, and it takes so much time. But metal case, because metal kind of prevents from, that's the only thing that blocks the infrared light, okay? So that's one thing. I wanted to read you one testimony I just got a little bit ago. It was Sister Anna.
You
She
see
texted me.
what Ron was holding up? He made one of those for us and it's at the post office.
Is it? Okay.
Yes, that's incredible.
We go to our PO box only like when
Once a year. I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
no. But so we're gonna go pick it up, brother, and have it here. Thank you so much. You're so kind. Sister Anna Davis, she doesn't know how to get on Zoom, so I'm gonna have to kind of help her assist to teach her. But she's on patches. I don't know how long, only a few weeks. And she just told me she used to have like this chronic fatigue. She had to move, and she said she was able to do ton of work, and it gave her tremendous energy. So that is amazing to get these texts. So make sure that you try to text or write down your good testimonies when you have them, because they encourage people, and they encourage me certainly to
Do you know when they're gonna
Um,
come out with this supplement? When are they gonna make that
Okay,
available?
another thing, company is coming. I think it's gonna be this summer. When is the Dallas event? Do you know,
Catherine, do you
when
guys
is the
know?
Dallas event?
There's
There will be a Dallas convention, Lifewave convention.
September, October, I thought?
Yeah, it is September. Maybe
Okay.
this is when the,
Yeah. Definitely not in the summer. It's too hot in Dallas.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, they're going to introduce a powdered supplement where David has mixed, and it's very pure, very good supplement, and it's precisely mixed with all the stuff that you need, your body needs, that he kind of with patches relies on your diet, that you're getting every
right,
precursor that you
because
can get. But
in the
people,
case studies, they've seen that when there are times when they have not functioned like they should. When they would go back and do the studies to see what the problem was, most every time it was due to the diet, the
Mhm.
lack of the copper in the diet and the right foods that they eat there. So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that.
Be careful with supplementing copper. Make sure it's truly meant for supplementation and it's safe. Don't just take any copper supplement. You have to be really good about picking very good company if you do decide to supplement. But by the way, if you eat blackberries, if you eat apricots, even dried ones, if you know how we are supposed to eat apple a day to keep doctor away? Believe me, it is true, because it contains amazing stuff. Just organic apple a day will do a tremendously good stuff for your body. But try to eat a pear. Pears are very high in copper. Now, those of you who like organ meats, and if you like liver is an amazingly high in copper. So
Blackberries,
when I was little, yeah, blackberries. When I was little, in my culture, we ate a lot of liver actually, and I used to like it. And my husband hates liver.
my
And then we
mother loved it.
became vegetarians, and I'm now pesco vegan. So it's like we don't eat liver anymore. But if you do like a liver, and if it's organic and really good source, that's very high on copper as well. And I like
Bet
to
you
get
gizzards are high in copper as well.
maybe.
Because you
But
have those in mullet.
yeah. Okay, so look up fruits and vegetables that are high in copper, but as I told you, blackberries, apricots.
Suck on pennies.
All right. Okay, so yes, they are formulating this powder that's supposed to give you all the precursors like NAC and other things. And there is a video by David where he's going through every single ingredient of what's in it, in that powder. And I'm not saying that you have to buy it if you really have a sensible diet and you keep changing your foods and you're eating a variety of foods, you're probably getting everything. But let's really be honest here. Most people's diet truly suck, like really bad. So if those precursors are regular in your diet and you're doing a good job being very watchful, patches will work much better and sooner. Okay. All right. So those are things that I
Lucky
wanted
Charms
to tell
are
you.
high in copper.
Last week, I had kids sick over here in Tennessee. Was strep epidemic. Young people were getting strep throats, and my kids my son caught it, and my daughter got sick, and I was just very busy with that. And you know how patch helps help my condition? Well, I felt like the sickness was almost coming at me, but it's like, did you ever this feeling that it's almost there, but you never get it? It's like it
Glutathione.
wants to get on you, but you just don't really get it. So that's how I felt and still feel like it wants to get, but it doesn't. So glutathione patch, they were really sick, I was wearing 3 because I listened to David Schmidt a lot. Anything I can listen from him, because that's how you learn this business is from him. And he said at one point that when you're truly sick, get 3 patches on you, because it will raise glutathione by 1000%. And you need that when you're sick, because it's amazing what it does, and it can keep you from getting
Right.
the flu or
One on,
anything.
one on the thyroid and one on each lymph node is where he
That's
says
when
to wear.
throat problems are, and so you can have it anywhere on the body too, like even for beauty, you can wear it at night. Women who don't want wrinkles, and it's excellent for skin as well. So we were supposed to have Dr. Anesthesiologist, Dr. Jennifer, and I had to cancel because my son got sick. She wrote me, she said that she's on certain kind of electromagnetic therapy at the same time. And she said nothing would be helping her until X39 patch. And she was at that point on a patch only 17 days. And she was amazed, and she contacted me. She's not in our organization.
Elisa, it's actually, she's with Elisa and she's here with us tonight.
No, she's not with Elisa.
No?
Not doctor, anesthesiologist.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the lady that was on the electromagnetic.
No, that's the Dr. Jennifer is also on
Okay.
electromagnetic.
Oh, wow, I didn't know. that.
Yes,
Okay.
and she said that patch was the only thing that actually she felt relief. And she was able to come back then, and right now she's not able to come. So I'm just gonna keep in touch with her and see what happens. But I was so looking forward to that. So I truly apologize for this crazy week we had. But we are here tonight with Steve to just mainly ask you if you have any questions, if you have any testimonies, and if you need to go through the back office. I can go to my son's back office, and I would like to teach you how to look up the commissions, what they mean, and stuff like that. So let him pull it up and share the and please get your questions ready, because sometimes you text me that you don't understand how this business works. And I don't know how to even explain this through the text. So I was just kind of thinking, what if we just go through Ethan X39? That's his.
I got it all
Yeah,
saved.
Ethan's S at the end. You got it?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Let me make sure it loads up first and then
It's
I'll go back.
loading. So, Catherine, do you have any questions about how this business works?
No, I guess one question I do have, though, just with the patches, since we bumped up to the diamond, how many do you give out to people? And then sometimes when we give them out, and like my friend Lisa that signed up under me, she's like, yeah, I give them like 3, but then they say they gave one to their friend. And then I'm like, oh no, I want you to use them for 3 days.
Yes. Well, this is my experience with patches, when with giving patches. And the first time when my PTSD got help, and by the way, on the side, and I'm a little ADHD here, okay? So I'm kind of going all over the place, but I was studying why patches help sometimes PTSD. It is because they regulate GABA in the brain, the chemical called GABA. So I guess because I really truly wanted to know why did I get such a relief and felt better. So they do provide balancing of brain and GABA chemicals in your body. So I got so excited, and we became diamonds, and I literally sent patches to everybody, and I sent them the whole sleeves to everybody I knew had any kind of medical problem that we talked over the years. I mean, this sister, that brother, that family member, and just everyone. And after like 2 weeks, Steve says, well, we don't have patches for us. Like, you gave them all away. So,
Oh, yeah.
this is what I would like for you to kind of do with patches. I would give them to people that you talk to and you explain benefits and they truly agree to try them. Because sometimes when I give them to people, and like I gave them to one doctor and she never even tried one. And I kind of felt like politely asking her back for those patches because people don't realize it's expensive, it's very valuable. And if they don't use it, we can use it, right?
It's not gonna open.
So it's not
Internet's-
gonna open.
Internet's too slow.
We have an awful internet here, awful.
It's just,
Is
It just-
anybody else online, like Ethan or somebody?
I can go check and see, but yeah, it's
So
not
make
working.
sure when you give any kind of samples to anyone, that they truly agree to try this patch and they will use it and it just doesn't go to garbage and stays in their purses because it is expensive. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I think, well, looking back,
That's
just
it.
hearing your testimony made me a believer. Just hearing your testimony. I didn't get any patches sent to me.
Oh,
So
wow.
I just know by your testimony, I'm like, wow, if this did this for you, we're
Mhm.
gonna try it. So,
Yes.
and that's, I know people that are into health that would really like, yeah, like my friend Lisa, she's just like, this has made all the difference. Energy patches every day, X49, X39, just for her workout. She goes, I won't be a day without it. And she's got her parents on it and they won't be a day without it. So,
Right.
and that's what she's saying too. She goes, I'm giving patches away. And they're like, well, I gave one to my friend, my sister. Well, no, I meant those for you to try for 3 days. So we're kind of, figuring people out on their mental, where they are with their health. And if what we're telling them excites them, like, oh yeah, I want to try,
Mhm.
but not
Well-
just say, hey, let me just send these to you. Oh, so yeah.
And
Do you-
I definitely now am more careful who I give patches to because they're so valuable. And of course, as you know, company doesn't send you any kind of free patches after initial. You have to be on monthly, right? You have to pay for patches and
Right.
for you, for your husband. And if you want more, like we are using energy patches, we are using pain patches, we are using X39, X49, carnosine for the brain, like glutathione. So you can imagine. So I'm very careful how I give patches only to truly interested people. Or
Right.
what I do, like I had a man who cuts grass and I talked to him about patches. And what I did was I took patches and I said, do you mind if I patch you? And I patched him myself and I just gave him that one, because I was very afraid he will just throw the other one away. I don't know what his reaction is going to be. So just for the feel of it, that look, this is how it looks. This is what it does. If you have more questions or you need more patches, just, I'm willing to give you maybe 2 or 3 more. But so I became a little more careful because I saw that not everyone understands the value of patches. And then, so be very sensible about that too.
Yeah, I
How-
went through TSA in Dallas. I went through the TSA in Dallas. And
Airport.
she's, I never go through the scanner. So she had to, pat me down and she felt that on my back. She goes, what's that? And so I start telling her, she goes, can I touch that again and put it underneath and test it?
Wow. Right.
Yeah, it's like,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
got 3 people in the post office the other day.
Yes.
3 of them at one time. I was there right when they're closing, and there was this lady sitting there. We were both filling out our envelopes, and when the postal guy and his coworker, they were talking about his arm, and he was saying something about he had carpal tunnel or something like that. And I told him, I said, I know something that would probably help you. I said, especially to stimulate your stem cells. And he's like, what? And so I started talking to him a little bit. I said, you ever heard of a thing called Lifewave or X39? And they hadn't heard of that before. And but they got really, really into all three of them. And then all three of them wanted to be able to get involved and to order it for various
But
reasons.
two of them did actually.
Yeah,
They
two did.
immediately actually did because we have little cards. We made little business cards.
That's what I mean.
And
Yes.
I was surprised, but they did. So they became preferred customers and ordered it. And I also,
The other girl is getting it for her sister, I believe it is. Yeah, she wants to try it on her sister.
see,
And she wants to be
So-
a distributor though. She's,
and I actually did this the other day because I am actually trying to do what you guys have to go through. Like we have a platform, you guys don't. And I'm like, well, it's harder on you. It's so much harder on you. Like, we tell it to people, Israeli News Live, and I wish that all of you such success. I don't want you to struggle. I'm like, well, let me talk to people. Let me see how my brand partners they have it so hard. And I went through my phone, through all the contacts that I ever talked to. And of course, in 2020, we were selling house in Orlando, moving to Tennessee. So I had those realtors there. And I remember their husband and wife team, and they were very, very nice. And they always send me, I was on their email list, and they always have these events and, so I was like,
and the guy,
let me, I
his-
remembered them from 3 years ago.
yeah, and his uncle is Kenny Rogers.
I don't know, Kenny Rogers, maybe you guys know, I don't know, because I'm not from this country. So,
Oh, nothing.
wait, so I'm just telling you, giving you tips. So I went to my contacts and I found Sophia and I said, hi, Sophia, you remember you sold my house in 2020 and I just want to send you Start X39 website. Would you look through it? Because this patch has done amazing wonders for me. And I know that you mentioned, I remember talking to her that she had some stomach issues and stuff. Well,
If
first
we get
week,
Kenny Rogers on it, then
Oh,
we'll really,
goodness.
it'll take off even
Kenny
more.
Rogers. Well, first week she didn't answer. So I thought, oh, well, she didn't answer. Well, after a week, I get a text from her. And she says, well, I was in Sicily with my sister to visit my sister. So I didn't reply, but I looked at it and I need those patches. So you see, when I have a prospect like that,
Mm,
I said, I'm going to send you for a week of worth of several kinds to try. And now she wants a private Zoom with me and Steve and catch up. And she wants to order. And she's like, I need those patches. I looked at websites you sent me. And I would never believe that she would ever, and I found her by just going through my old, whoever I talked to in my life on my phone. So this is something you can do. You never know. And the realtors are an amazing prospect, by the way, because they talk to a lot of people. They're connected. They have parties and they're connected and they truly love, this is like amazing. So put your focus on realtors as well.
Well, the interesting thing, and Randy could appreciate this here. Kenny owns his own, was it Boeing 737 or something like that? And the first time I'd heard was Sophia's husband was telling me, he says, yeah, he said, I know that the earth is round. He said, because one time we were flying above this storm and they got really, really high. I forget what the altitude was, really like crazy altitude. He said, and we were high enough that you could literally see the curvature of the earth.
Well, a lot of people might be flat earthers, so I don't want to get into flat earth and round earth arguments.
Well, I just said what he said. I don't know.
I love you.
So
all
is it-
the
is
way,
it-
but
is
it's
it-
square?
is
The
it
latest I
square?
heard.
well, when I was flying,
Rectangular?
my route when I was flying for United, my route was going San Fran to Sydney, Australia. And when I'd fly back from Sydney, Australia, to San Fran, I kept seeing like there's a fire down there. And that was the sun coming up from the other side of the curvature of the earth. I thought, wow, that was so cool to see it below me. And
That is
you know,
wild.
we're flying sideways, even though you think we're going like this, we're flying this way around the earth.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
and that's why when you're flying this way, you look down, you see the sun coming up from the other side. You know,
That
it was,
is, that is wild.
yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
And
Okay, I want to
Amazing.
go with you now.
Yes,
Okay.
you got
We
me.
need to get David Schmidt to get an airplane.
Yeah, I'll fly for them.
There you go.
You know what?
I'll be
let me-
the engineer.
There we go.
There you go.
I
I
want
was an aircraft engineer for TWA.
Like I can teach them how to fly.
TWA.
Oh, wow. Cool. My
I
dad
want
flew.
to give applause to one of our brand partners, it's Sister Darnell, because she became a manager.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
Congratulations.
and then also she had just had a church event we were invited to and we were going to, and then this happened with my kids. And you know, I will tell you it's for my private life. My PTSD got so much better after patch. And now I still did not have to go to any treatment. I'm not on any drugs for it or anything. So patches are still kind of holding up. But when I get into a lot of stress, like when stress comes from every direction, it is hard to keep up. So if I didn't have the patch, I mean, I got a little worse during the week of stress, but I did not have to go to any treatment or even think of a pill. So the thing is, it definitely keeps you, but just keep in mind that you still are going to be bombarded with things in life and you get weaker in body. So just be glad that you have patch that keeps, you know, working in your body and bring you back easier. So but anyway, we were supposed to be at her church event and this is when it all happened. So she stayed all alone. She stayed all alone because we couldn't travel. And she had to pull it off all on her own. And she had done an amazing job. So can you tell us a little bit about your event too? And what did you do? You actually went to your church and you asked to speak to a group of people, or what did you
Yes.
do, Sister
Yes,
Donna? Tell us.
I called it a Patch Your Way to Better Health. That was the event, and my son made a flyer. He made an event bright for people to register, and I picked out all the videos from the back office. It took me 2 weeks to kind of get the ones I wanted, and the PowerPoint from the back office. My son is what I call an expert at marketing and MLM, right? So he had an event that morning, yesterday morning, and he said, Mom, I got the projector. I said, I'll bring my MacBook, and I had my flyers. I had 80 color flyers that I printed, including, you know, the levels for silver to diamond. I had that form that you sent me, 3 generations of Lifewave patches. Okay. So we get to the church. I bought tablecloths. I set everything up. I had juice and water because I'm encouraging hydration, right? And the church was out of power
Oh,
and the furnace was out. And
and we were missing.
and so my daughter wiped off the tables and my grandson set up all the chairs and we had everything set up. They had the screen up. My son bought the projector. I said, I can't cancel. People are coming. I said, so I'll just have to talk. So it's a good thing I had been to the Zooms. It's a good thing I heard that Zoom yesterday at 10 o'clock because that was still fresh in my mind. So I was careful about talking stem cells, right? Even though it was in the literature.
Right.
And I just gave my testimony about how I got into it and how I believe it's helping people and how it's helped me. And I gave a little bit about you, Sister Yana, and how, you know, your children were sick and I wish you were going to be able to come, but you had PTSD and the patch was helping you feel better. And in about 45 minutes, people started going in their purse and taking out money and saying, I want to buy it now. So
Oh,
I sold
Wow.
some on site because I bought some from my diamond pack. I had like 3 left. So I sold some on site. And the rest, are like follow-up, which is why I had a follow-up Zoom tonight at 7:30. So the momentum is there and I just have to continue to follow up. And like I
Yes.
said, we can do another one in July. We won't have to worry about heat. And I think
We
it
need
was
to
a
talk
success.
about July, Sister Daniel, because my sister is coming from Slovakia.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
let's talk about.
Yeah, I mean, in the
dates.
summer, we'll get a date.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
thank
That
you.
is amazing. That is
Yeah,
amazing.
so in
know, and we
spite of
just-
what I said, the devil tried to stop it and it went on anyway.
Yes.
Okay,
And
because it was
listen, and
God's
how
will
many
that-
people, how many people showed
I
up?
had 13 people, which is pretty
Wow,
good
that's very
for the
good.
first one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know, and they were very interested. And, so some of the people that came on our Zoom at 7:30 were at the seminar yesterday. So it was a
Yes.
fun,
Okay. So always do like that, plug in your people to Zooms. And remember when I gave you www.explorex39.com,
Right.
Tuesday and Thursday, I always mix them up. Tuesday is Mia and Richard, and they are those famous fitness people. And then Thursday is Todd and Shannon.
Mhm.
And Saturday mornings at 10, that's a different one. It's
Mhm.
what is it, Legacy?
Legacy Builder.
Legacy
X39.
X39, legacybuilder.com. That
Right.
one at 10 o'clock is a training and it's interactive.
Mhm,
Like you
mhm,
will see people like you see them now. On the
mhm.
Saturday, they will talk testimonies, stories, how they share, and they're just kind of really encouraging and keep you on fire. The
Mhm.
Tuesday and Thursday ones are webinars, meaning you don't interact with anybody, you just watch. They're for 30 minutes. And they're mostly like bring your new people. They're always almost the same, and they just explain what it's the product, what it does, and how the business works. So
Mhm.
plug in your people to that, try to bring them, you say you're gonna be there too, and let them
Yeah.
come, and that helps a lot.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, thank you both.
Yes, you did so well. Thank you.
Mhm.
Sister Aliza, how are you doing? I know that Sister Aliza has a Facebook and she posted her own testimony, and I wish we could play it, but I don't know we need to call Wi-Fi company because we have an awful Wi-Fi. Sister Aliza, can you hear me? I don't know if she might be just doing something and listening. So Elke or anybody, can you?
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay. Hello.
My phone will not mind sometimes.
So how
I
are
can
you doing? How is your Facebook?
doing well. We are doing well. We have used a lot of the things this is it team and some of the videos and stuff and put it on our Facebook. We did have an experience of trying to boost one of our Facebook um videos, and we did not get a good response. We did not even carry out the whole entire week of the boost because it I don't know if any of y'all have tried the boosting of anything on your Facebook pages
We
for
did.
just Lifewave.
Yeah, the
just-
way you have to do that, you can't just do it like in boosting just Lifewave. You have to create your own story, your own, whether it be your own video or something like that, where you're creating it, almost like you're doing an editorial, or something to that effect there. And when you do that, and then you promote the work that you're doing as an editorial, then they'll let you do that, because Facebook is going to review whatever it is that you're putting up. And if it's just that let's say, for example, you're promoting let's just say you're promoting part of a link or something from Lifewave, that they won't promote that, because the thing is they figure it's kind of like a plagiarism type of thing. It's got to be your own original information that you're putting out there.
But she did create her
We
own.
did.
video
It
test.
Oh,
was.
Yeah.
We went and done our own thing, but we
Yeah.
still got a very negative feedback. I think we do better without even boosting it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Did you get the negative, did you get, did Facebook, they would not allow you to boost it? Is
No,
that?
maybe people were negative, right?
No, they did eventually, like we did what you said, Steve, and
Right.
did just one of our own and did our own interaction. And
Right.
that, I mean, even with that, it was very, the comments were, ooh, they were bad.
What
It
I
was
would
almost
do,
like a troll, like a troll
yeah,
was
Oh.
you
released.
probably have that. And what I would do
Yeah.
is I would block comments on in a post that you're going to promote like that. And then the other thing I would do is that when you're putting it up, you want to really look at the way the search words that you're going to use for it to be marketed to where the direction it's going to go in. And I hate to say it, but you almost have to not go in a Christian way of community because there's too many Christians that are kind of really brainwashed. They've already been told that, oh, this is so demonic, it's the devil and stuff, and that's where you're going to get and even though a lot of Christians would appreciate it, there's just so much fear that people have because of the
Yeah,
vaccine.
I'm
and
gonna
things.
talk on this a little bit here because I got those responses too. And there is one sister called June Knight, and she got married, so her name is different now. And she produced a lot of videos of putting skepticism to people, saying nanotechnology, and she even used the color blue. That it's a problem because the envelopes are blue color. And I mean, if you listen to it, I was almost pulling my hair out. Like, how can anybody? Okay, well, people are at a different level of education, okay? And to put it simply, because of what happened in 2020, and you know what happened, when you hear the words nanotechnology, when they hear that, because of what the opposition did, like how they explain nanotechnology and everything, they get into almost, I call that PTSD fear. It's almost like, nanotechnology, or because the patch is catch your infrared light frequency and send it back, they will say, oh, it's like they use your body as a battery. Stuff like that. Well, I use my husband's body as a battery. I go to him and I'm cold and he warms me up. Okay. So it's okay. So people basically take out of proportion and they don't understand with technology, you can use technology for good or bad. And let me give you a bad example of nanotechnology. Look it up when we get off. Go online and look up nanotechnology in white yogurt. You know how many people don't like sugar? They will get white yogurt, that's what I recommend. When you go get organic yogurt or make your own, coconut one or whatever. But just go to Publix, go to regular store, Kroger's or whatever, and get your regular white yogurt. And then look up and put in Google nanotechnology in white yogurt. Do you know what they use? They use nanoparticles of titanium to make the yogurt pure white, so it stays white. So people are, look it up. So they're basically eating nanoparticles of metals in our regular food that they buy in stores. That's extremely damaging to your body. Because how do you get those nanometals out, right? Or if somebody injects it in your body, and you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so they can use nanotechnology for very evil purposes. That's true. But I would like to explain to you, so how you explain to Christians what's happening here. You have a patch, like I have my energy patch here. And if you look at it, it's completely sealed from both sides. And they're using very, very special machine in their factory to make sure, and each patch in their factory goes through a machine to make sure it's completely sealed, nothing gets out. That's why nothing enters your inner body, only frequency. Where is the nanotechnology here? It's on this white part of the patch, which was put inside of a liquid, okay, and infused with the nanoparticles, and the nano means micro, tiny, tiny, 1 millionth of something, okay? Tiny particles of sugars, different kinds of sugars, amino acids, and salts, natural. And they're reduced to nanoparticles. And when they are, and then they are sealed off completely, and they're structured certain way. They know how to structure them to reflect a certain frequency. Every single Lifewave patch is made that way, but each one is structured different, and each one has a different organic materials, because at the nano level, their ability to reflect frequency changes. Like they have ability on that level to reflect frequency back to the body, frequency that's positive and that has very good benefits for the body. And 4,000 genes are starting to upregulate or downregulate, meaning they start fixing even the genes in your body. So this is not a nanotechnology used to enter your body and stay there with nanometals, but this is nanotechnology that is capable of reflecting light back to the body. So it's only frequency that gets in there. So when you talk about technology, if it's used for good purpose, it's very good. If it's used for bad purpose, it's bad. And I will tell you, anything, knife can be used to cut your meat or potatoes, or it can be, or onions, or it can be used to kill someone, right? Okay, electricity, physics. It can be used to lighten up your house, or lighten or turn on your mixer in a kitchen, or they can use it in electric chair to execute someone. So you have to understand how you use your technology.
Making me nervous.
So when you talk to Christian people, you have to understand that they don't go deeper into studying what physics is about, how quantum physics even works. You know that quantum physics is the real physics. That's how God decided to create the world. That's how he operates. Newtonian physics are not, it's just a lot of these physics. We were not told a lot of the truth. We were not told deeper things. And God has decided to create this world with frequencies. Everything is frequency. That's just a scientific truth. It's nothing wrong with that. And we can have, what is Wi-Fi? Good frequency or bad frequency? It's bad frequency, and we are having it in our house so we can talk to you. And you are having it to talk to me. And Christians who are writing these type of things to you, tell them that you are using Wi-Fi because you are writing on Facebook, and it's a bad frequency. So how do you counteract bad frequency? How do you protect yourself? You either block it with
You
a
were
metal,
X39 and X49.
right? Or you counteract it with the good frequency, with a good one, okay? So this is basically what you have to, that's what made me mad one time, because I had someone that I thought is quite intelligent. And then she wrote me so many things that, and when I try to, more I explain the science, the worse it got. So at this point, what you do, you just kind of leave them alone or block. When they become way too bad, just block, because it truly is for somebody who truly understands. And not all of people will, okay? So don't get discouraged, but I will tell you, I understand when you get discouraged, because I got that way too. I got discouraged. But we are here. That's why you come to Zooms, and we are here, and we are a family to encourage and to continue. So basically that's what you do. Just keep researching, keep listening to David Schmidt about science, keep plugged in with people who are positive, listen to other people, listen to testimonies. You know what you know about yourself, what he done for you, and that's what you do. Because if you listen to negatives, that's where you're just gonna, you know, I was on a Zoom one time with Todd and Shannon, and I will tell you the truth. I need to be with them on a Zoom to stay on a fire. Okay. And Todd asked, what is your alternative? What is your alternative? For all of the brand partners are here, like they want to share with others, they want to make some money with it. What is our alternative if we don't do that? Do we have any alternative for the side business? Or if you want to help people, or if you, what do you do? You can sign up to go and work part-time as a cashier to Walmart. They will pay you, what is it, $12 an hour here in Tennessee, minimum wage? I don't know. So these are your alternatives, write them down, you know. So that's basically what he said and made me think like, yeah, he's right. Okay, so that's how you keep basically with it, because yes, there will be always people like that. And it, you know, it's not only in Lifewave, it's everywhere. It's in everything. It's in Christianity too, because you know what really discouraged me? I am all about Jesus in you and in your heart, and Jesus moving inside of you. So you transfer your life to his life, how he lived. But what's discouraging is when Christians argue about doctrines and the hatred that it can create. It got me to a point where I did not want to even deal with it anymore. Like I don't even read no more because it was so bad. So we have one Lord, one faith, and so much hatred among us. So how do you deal with that? So it's not just Lifeway, it's in everything you will choose in life. You will gonna have a good people, positive people, and negative people. And you have to just surround yourself with the positive people. That's what you need to do.
Amen, Sister Yana.
Yes, just stay with positivity, positive people, because negative will take you down with them. And there is one saying, misery loves company. They're
Absolutely.
miserable and they want you miserable. So, you know, what is the alternative? Well, they can get on supplements or they can keep on their drugs because everybody's drugged up today. So I decided to go natural route and try innocent technology. And it's not innocent because it can be used bad way too. But what I can say, I decided that I'm gonna do patch because it helped me and because it keeps helping and I need my stem cells. So and there is an opportunity that's with it, and we just stay a family. So that's the only thing we can do.
We agree.
Sister Yana, on your micro patch, you were or the micro organisms and things like that, they are 1/1,000,000th. The nano is 1/1,000,000,000th.
Okay, thank you. I
All
think
it is a size.
yes, and you know, one sister wrote me once. She got the patch and she, of course, didn't understand technology, so she went and cut it. She cut the patch, and then she took out the paper, right? And she says, "Yana, it's nothing but the paper." And I said, you know, and I told her, well, yeah, it's a very special paper and it was dipped in, you know, I wouldn't cut it because that's where nanoparticles are and it's sealed for the reason so they don't get in your body. So don't cut it. and you need a microscope and not high school microscope. It's a very expensive electron microscope because those particles are even smaller than virus. Okay, it's like, I mean, you really need a very special microscope. And this is what people don't understand, because imagine everybody goes to school, they study Newtonian physics, right? We know about atoms, we know about electrons, protons, and neutrons, and that's it. We didn't know about smaller particles, and we didn't know the space between the atoms. And it exists, and physics has grown a lot and the technology has grown a lot. So that kind of knowledge is missing. And so it really depends on people who take time to truly understand. Now you have other kinds of people who don't care for that. They just, does it help? It helps me. I like it. And that's it, you know? So you have to kind of learn how to deal with people on different levels and always stay with a family that understands and is
Well,
positive.
it's the best Band-Aid you can get.
That's right. It's the best right now, the latest, and we are waiting what's more coming up. That, you know, I wish that they could make stem cells not even work better. You know, I wish that they could find, and if you do a research, they're working in soon future, they will be able to regrow the third set of teeth due to stem cells. Because we have a lot
working
of,
on it. I'm gonna
we-
start wearing them on my gums.
yeah, because you know, we have a lot of stem cells in our gums and teeth themselves, and they are inactive. So they are finding ways how to activate those stem cells so we don't have to have crowns and all kinds of things like that. You know, the joke that what God gave you once for free and the second time you have to pay for it. What did
No,
God?
you get it twice. For
No, oh,
free.
you get it twice for free. Sorry, you get it
Third time.
Oh
pay
yeah,
for
you
it.
get it 2 times for free, and a third time you have to pay for it.
That's your teeth.
That's your teeth. You get 2 for free, you know, for baby teeth, and you get your adult teeth. But the third time, you have to pay for it, and they don't work that good.
Them
So
Lucky Charms are rough on those teeth,
yes, so
especially if you only eat the charms.
right, and that's why I'm so waiting on the technology when they can start growing teeth, because I'm missing some teeth down there, and
I'm missing a lot of them.
yes, so I am excited about new technologies when they're good, you know, when it's
You like
something
to
useful.
also grow a longer mustache, so when I lose the front ones, nobody will know.
Right. Okay, so more questions. Do you need anything about back office or any questions or concerns or anything you don't know how to deal with that we can kind of talk about it and share?
Do, 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 do.
Okay, are you okay?
Can I ask a question? Okay, if
Mhm.
anybody hears a testimony of a person who's using one of the patches and it helped with tinnitus or tinnitus and ringing in the ear, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay, I know we're not diagnosing, but if anybody hears a testimony about that condition and what patch they use, let me know.
I think
Okay, now always remember to recommend only X39 for as a base patch for everything. The
Right.
others
Yeah.
complementary. Yes, go ahead,
Yeah.
Catherine.
I was thinking I heard something with Dr. Karen Can on YouTube. Have
Really?
you researched her on, I right at the beginning, I found her on YouTube.
Yeah,
and
I
she
did too.
has-
Is she the
Amazing.
one who did the symptoms of menopause?
Possibly, but she's the Olympic skater,
Yes.
MD and acupuncturist, and she's been doing Lifewave patches for like 17 years.
Okay, I'll look at her
So
channel.
she
Okay.
has, you could just type in Karen Can, Kan
Mm-hmm.
is her last name, and type that in and just put in whatever issue and it should come up. She's got a whole protocol on different, yeah. A lot of times she'll do a triangle protocol, like the glutathione, the X39 on the left, 49 on the right, glutathione in the middle, you know, for different issues. But yeah, she's really good. You'll probably find something there. And then she does a live once a month. I think it's the first Monday of every month with the Dr. Lobstein. That's a acupuncturist. And so they talk about the patches and take questions and answer them. Because she's on Facebook too. So you can do YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you, Catherine.
Hey, the only thing that I guess a testimony for me, since I've been on the patch, my wife got me on these, is I haven't been on a treadmill. I mean, I've never
been a while
run
'cause your
a
knee.
long time, my knee and everything. I had some issues, but I've been just all of a sudden I've been back on the treadmill running. Like, what have I done different? And just be on these patches, I think I have no pain in my knee. I got more energy and I'm like, okay,
Clarity.
and more clarity. I'm 65 and I'm like, my gosh, why am I running on the treadmill and feeling great? And that's the only
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
I haven't really changed my diet or anything.
Well, you've added lion's mane mushrooms.
Lion's
He
mane,
loves those.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, I actually sometimes buy them. They're very expensive, and I make them for dinner. Like I cut them up as steaks,
Yeah.
and then I make them. They're awesome.
or something.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
can take it as a supplement. It's good for your brain.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
doing that too. Powder. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more focused a little bit.
Mhm. The GABA probably.
Like,
really
and I think I get the same thing what you get, a little bit of like ADD, but the GABA, it helps relax me and
Yeah.
focus more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's actually Steve has ADHD. I only say it because I just kind of go on, but and if I have it from him because I caught it.
I know.
I caught it from Steve because he's all over the place all the time, and I'm like, slow down or whatever, you know. But yeah. So I never had ADHD. I was always so focused and such a bookworm, you know. I wanted to go to medical school. It never worked out. But yes, Steve is definitely my ADHD.
Opposites attract. Yeah.
I guess, yes, they do. But then you catch it.
Right.
Well, that's just being,
Nevertheless, are you okay? Are your hands okay? Mine are good. I mean, I couldn't before patch. I had psychosomatic illness, I think, because it was fibromyalgia, everything. And even in the morning, I couldn't make a fist. It was hard to make it. I had to put my hands on the hot and warm water and hot water. It was like awful. And I am doing so much better with that. So how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. My hands are not hurting or anything.
That's good.
Having trouble
They're
with
always-
my hands locking up.
Yeah.
And
So
then
you, sister, you were rubbing his hands, right?
no.
Well, in the past you
I
were.
mean, before the patch,
Yeah,
weren't you
right.
rubbing his hands? That's what he said.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Well, now I can't run around the house doing this.
right. Yes. Well, I'm sometimes, osteoarthritis can set in, and even and by the way, I wanted to tell you about osteoarthritis because it's so common. But if you get off dairy, it will help a lot. Any osteoarthritis, because it is usually the dairy that causes a lot of arthritis in our body because it increases inflammation. So it's really hard to get rid of mozzarella cheese, but try to keep it as
He
a little
loves it.
treat.
He loves
Yeah.
mozzarella.
Yeah, definitely don't drink milk. Drink nut milks and make your own, but milk is like really not good for you. Really, really bad.
About raw cow's milk, the natural raw cow's milk.
I know it depends also from what kind of cows. They have to be certain cows because the dairy has a different kind of it's different kind of quality. And if you have like raw, but yes, but also
Now, these cows are raised on organic food and everything else. They haven't had the shots either or anything like that.
okay.
I guess
Okay.
you would call them pure cows.
And
Okay.
he makes pure yogurt and butter and cheese, homemade bread. His vegetables are always fresh. They're grown in a organic state, where they don't put a lot of things in their soil.
Mhm.
And stuff like this. And oh, you talk about delicious. When you want to bite into a peach, it tastes like a peach. When it's strawberry, you eat the strawberry, you're tasting the strawberry.
Is it you who grows that?
No.
We have a place that we buy our meat from and our milk.
Okay.
and everything.
But he
So-
doesn't make donuts.
Oh, it's right.
He would not like that. He likes to eat donuts when I don't see. Yeah.
I noticed that last week I was in my kitchen and my left hand it will lock. My fingers will lock and I have to go like this
Uh-huh.
because it's like bare bone and it'll lock. And so I was having a lot of trouble with it. So I went on ahead and took the X39 and I put it right here
Okay.
and I left it on there all day long. And then at night I took it off. So the next morning I got up and I went in there to lift something up, again, and I can feel it coming on. It'll start to lock up on me again. So I'm gonna have to, constantly have to put the patch on there for quite a while.
Yes, yes, you
Right.
do. And patches do have to be worn to really help. It really you do need that patch almost. Like people
Yeah.
ask me, how long do I have to be on a patch? Well, I don't plan on removing it because I just, it's just part of my,
Be sure too to do electrolytes with the patch as well, because that, that's so critical for that patch to have the most optimal,
Well, where would you buy
performance.
the electrolyte then?
I just use the, like the vitamin C one that you get,
he also blends his salt, like Sister Donna said on one of our Zooms. She gave a recipe how to blend your salt in a blender for
yeah, let me see, if I
4
can- I'll
minutes.
try to share in the thing there so you can see what type of salt that is.
Red.
I'll find an actual thing there.
Redmond salt,
Yeah,
Redmond salt, and you can add,
Redmond,
I can
okay.
bring it. I
add your
have
own
those.
lemon to it, and that's a cheap electrolyte.
Yes.
Right, and if you blend it on a,
Redmond.
on a low,
Not Redmond. Yes, that's it.
yeah, I'm gonna post a link for it just so you guys can see it there. The thing is, when you blend it on that low blender speed, like what she recommended, that was really weird because it really literally does work. And you can tell the difference. It's not like salty water. And I do 1/4 of a teaspoon of it when I do it. And,
What kind of a blender?
I just use a regular blender, nothing fancy, just something that'll take and, mix it up for you and stuff. I think I I
I
guess it
guess the
went in there.
molecules of water really blend in with the actual minerals of that salt, and it becomes part of that water by blending it. Yes, it's called a brine, isn't it? Or you can just make your brine by keeping true Himalayan salt inside of the pure water for several days, and it will kind of create that brine. And then you just take a little tiny teaspoon every morning, and then you put that in your morning water and then drink it. This
Right.
is a very good healing as well.
I'll tell you one thing that may help her wrist too is put the Eon patch on there. It'll last longer and it'll help that a lot.
And Eon is anti-inflammation, and it's quite powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why would just one hand lock up then and not the other one?
It's because that's a hand you use to hit me with.
There you go. Is it your left hand? Are you left-handed?
See what I have to go through? I'll tell you, he is always in trouble.
Yep.
I
Yep.
want to build him a dadgum house outside, so I'll lock him up somewhere.
My husband is always in trouble too, and he doesn't know why.
I am,
I'm waiting to see her hand lock up.
but that's the problem, like I'm afraid that if I'm gonna, like I'm gonna be carrying something, I could see it, but it's only this hand here that locks up, not this one. Not the right hand, but the left hand.
But the good thing though is that X39, with the way it works with the nervous system, it's more than likely a pinched nerve that might be causing that problem. And so over time, it should, your stem cells should repair what the issue is. I mean, some of the things for me, it's taken literally the 4 months I've been on it to do it. Like my eyesight, I wasn't expecting to get eyesight
But his
recovery.
eyesight got better after I added carnosine.
Yeah. I'm actually, this
Um,
is half the prescription of what I was wearing.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
That big of a difference. I was wearing 500, well, these are 275s and I was wearing 500s.
He can
Wow.
have mine now, my readers. Sometimes he just uses mine.
Yeah.
The
And,
the ion patch, I could wear it like here or on top.
yes, you
Right.
can. You can put it anywhere you want, or you can just put it here. But sometimes I use Eon myself, and I will put it right below my X39 or above. But you can put it here, and even overnight, you can do it overnight.
Well, I don't want it to get wet or anything like that, so I
Yeah,
just put
it won't hurt it if it gets wet. I mean, if it gets a lot of
Well,
water,
it
it'll get up
might.
underneath the
Yeah.
adhesive. That's true.
gosh.
But you know what I do is I actually have some of that, there's two things you can get. You know those Band-Aids that they make that really stick and you can't never get them off even if you take a shower? You put that
Yeah.
Band-Aid over the top of that rascal, it ain't coming off.
Yes, and he does that too because
Yeah.
he keeps on their ice wave for 2-3 days sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly right. I even went to sleep with my, with this one that they have for energy.
He forgot them.
And
Mhm.
I can sleep through a hurricane, but anyway, and it's kind of neat because I wanted to, be able to wear them for 2 days at a time anyway. That's the Jewish side of me trying to.
No, they just, you know what? The energy patches, what we read about them, they're so good for so many things.
Yeah, they are.
They're amazing. Like,
You got to watch
your-
that study. I posted it on
Mhm.
our Facebook page, I believe, the one that David did.
Also, I wanted to remind you, in your back office under resources, you have studies, print out the study where it says that X39, that there were studies done on X39 raising copper peptide levels. Because if they get in trouble with FDA, they will pull it out of back office so they can stay in business.
Hmm.
If
So it's
you
just good to have your
if you go
resources.
on the start
that's a good idea.
startx39.com, there used to be a study how X39 after 6 months renewed your heart by 8 years. There was a clinical study done how heart got younger by 8
Wow.
years. Okay. Yes. And literally I am seeing okay, did I say it on this Zoom or the previous?
You were actually talking, well, maybe
No,
on Sister
previous Zoom.
Darnell's.
Yeah, I was tonight and that Sister Darnell Zoom and she already went to sleep. She goes to work really early, so she had to get off.
Oh, you're right, it's past my bedtime.
But what
by
I want,
14 minutes.
yes, what I want to tell you what's happening to me now. I was injected with 21 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide in 2021, and it collapsed my veins to a point when they were looking on.
They couldn't get a vein on her hardly at all anymore. They have
Yeah,
these
they
ultrasounds.
kind
to
of
get
went
veins.
totally like inside of my veins was all kind of eaten up and gone because the peroxide kind of was too strong, and they actually went inside and my hands lost all the veins. I had no veins at here, like you couldn't find any. And before I used to have some nice juicy veins here, like they could find them easy. So they would look on an ultrasound and they just couldn't find vein and couldn't inject me even through ultrasound. Nothing, like there was all like inside collapsed.
They would have to bring a specialist in that really knew where to go find veins in the weirdest places.
Weirdest places, very painful, and they were looking on my feet and everything. I mean, that's just how it affected me, but that was done. My father died from it, you know the story. So, it caused me tremendous problems. And doctor said, well, they don't have anything for this. It's just up to your own body.
You can say here about the autopsy here though.
I can.
Yeah, I'll edit it out in the video.
Okay, well, maybe next time. I'm still on the gag order. But I just want to tell you, so my hope was X39 is my hope because doctors told me that I can't that it's only up to my body to fix this. So I started noticing my veins are popping up and forming, literally forming a new veins through my hands now.
Yay.
Yes, and this is just now I am on patch since last middle of November last year. Yes.
Was with Ashley today because she helped sign up my son and another friend of mine under us. And was talking with her about the X39, and she was letting us know that she has some people that she is give the patches to and that. And she's getting quite a few reports where they put it down to the base of their back, here on the back, the X39. And they said they're having she's having some pretty good reports about it really helping them.
Yes, and always keep in mind to remind them of electrolytes and remind them how to keep patches so they don't deactivate. These are the two things that when I'm talking to people from now on, I always stress electrolytes and I stress how to not to deactivate. Don't keep them in purse, don't keep them close to the body so they stay activated, you know.
The keg of beer ain't gonna work.
No, it's just when you take a patch out, right? You just put it on your body, it activates. But let's say you have it in your purse, close to the body, I wear it constantly. And I'm activating all my patches. I did that.
No, I know. I was just joking. I said a cake of beer won't work then, huh?
Yeah, it won't work. And then you will wonder why it doesn't work.
Another thing too, we found out that this other man that was taking the patches, he was not drinking any water because the person that sold him the patches never told him to drink a multitude of water. And that's why he said, I don't have any reaction to it.
Okay, now sometimes, let me give you a story. It's Jason, and we can end if you don't have any questions. But Jason is in our upline. He's in it for 8 months. Some of you know him from previous, he's a very, very nice man, Christian man. And he had a friend, which I'm going to ask him to come on our Zoom if he would like to come. So he was scheduled for surgery for his heart valve. He had a heart valve problem and had to be surgically fixed. So he got on patch, X39 patch, and didn't feel anything. Like you would say they didn't do anything for me, right? Like I don't feel nothing. So he went a few months later to surgery, and before surgery, they wanted to recheck his heart valves, and they were all fixed. But he didn't feel anything. So when when patch activates, copper peptide levels are rising. And if you do research in your back office, check on these copper peptides, print that out for your records just in case FDA gives David a hard time. But I did a lot of research on copper peptides, and Dr. Picard, P-I-C, Picard, R-D, maybe, or H is somewhere in there. I don't know how to spell his name. And maybe I should do a Zoom on this one and bring all of this information out. But it is absolutely amazing what copper peptides do in your body. It's actually anti-cancer. It activates your stem cells. It's amazing for any lung illnesses and diseases. It reconstructs your lungs. It does skin remodeling. This is why after people are 1 year on X39, their face changes, like literally they go younger. So, but it takes time. You need to give your body and your stem cells time to work on things. So some people have immediate effects. Some people don't feel anything, but there are things are repairing within their bodies. So you just have to either believe in this and have it as part of something you do for your health and aging, or if people don't want to do it, that's fine. So you're just there for people who do want to do it. Okay, any other questions, any other concerns, anything else? And if not, we can end. And don't forget to plug into Zoom on Tuesday, Thursday. It's a webinar. Bring your interested people. It's good to rewatch it over with them. Tuesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern on x39legacybuilder.com. This one is interactive. As I said, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to hear a lot of people, a lot of testimonies. On that one, when I went there, I heard testimony of a man whose wife got, after several months, she couldn't hear out of her right ear. And one night something popped and her hearing came back. And doctors couldn't fix her. So, and he almost cried. I mean, he had a hard time to keep it together, you know. So you're going to hear a lot of testimonies, what people are going through, questions, concerns, they will be answered. So it's really good to keep up on those Zooms. And even for me, because they help me to stay on track. Right now, I was 1 week off track, so I'm putting myself back on track. So share, text me when you need anything. If I can help, I will. Sometimes people text me with questions that I can't answer. So remember that you have customer service for some things. I can't help some things. So customer service is there, chat is there. I have utilized them a lot. Chat helped me on 2 occasions very, very much and very rapidly. So you might have that experience as well. If it's anything about your back office. If you don't understand how business works, we need to make a special Zoom, and I need your questions. Like, you know, how does the business side of it works? I hope that you understand how. If not, you can request special Zooms and we can have them just on business, and I can bring Todd and Shannon. The first money that you make is mostly from commissions from signing people up. For silver, you get $50. For gold, $100, $200 for platinum. And is it $500 for diamond or $300? I don't know. It depends. If you are a diamond, you get $5. But what if you are silver? I don't know. Do you get $5? Maybe $3. Like if a silver signs up a diamond, they get $300, right? I don't know, because I'm a diamond, so we got $500 for every diamond. So that's kind of like your first investment comes back quite quick. But then what you're looking for in a long term, when a wheel starts, when it takes life on its own in your downline, when your downline starts sharing, and it goes, what will start happening, you're going to start making money on binary commissions. You're going to start making money on cycling. And when that happens, and as time goes on and your people are sharing the products, buying the products, it's going to start turning, and that it's going to start growing, and it takes time. In time, it will start growing. So your initials are just your retail bonuses. If you have preferred customers, you get $20 every month for everybody who is buying the product on monthly subscriptions. So you do want, you do want preferred customers as well. And I know $20 doesn't seem like much, but let's say you have 50 customers or 100 customers eventually. So it adds up, but the best are really binaries to think for the future, like what can happen to you in the future with this. Any other questions? No questions. Okay. Well, good then. Stephen, we need
Yep.
you because I'm not good in leadership.
Okay, good night. So, all right, yeah, if we don't have any other questions, then we'll just kind of wrap it up for tonight. So,
And because I didn't text everybody, we didn't have many people here.
there you go.
You
Oh,
can put us all on a big group text. Would that
I
help?
know, I need to do that, right?
Add. And I don't
Yep.
think there's a limit.
There is no limit.
I don't think,
No.
yeah, I heard there's not a limit.
Okay, but
Oh,
some of
man.
you I want
And then
personally.
you could just, Lifewave group
Well,
and
that's, she's talking about, what Catherine's talking about is if you're sending out the thing about Lifewave meetings
And
and
I
stuff
don't
like
you
that.
need like by law, like agreement from everybody to be on a group
You,
text?
you could take in each person that you have in your system, you could text them and ask them, say, for the Zoom meetings, would it be all right if I add you to one big group Zoom text so that,
Yeah, because it's very difficult to go through every single person. And
Oh,
I did that week by week by week, and it just
Yeah,
gets
too
too
much.
tiring, you
Yeah.
know.
You got my permission.
I have
Add-
your permission. Thank you. But I also want you on private. Like I want you, because sometimes we chat about some other
Right,
things.
right,
So
right.
what airport are y'all close by?
Mm,
Steve,
Knoxville,
Knoxville,
oh,
okay,
okay, yeah.
whatever that one is.
Nashville is 2 hours away.
2 hours, wow.
Atlanta is 3.5 hours away.
Mm-hmm. I won't be on it next week. My mom's turning 90. I'm going to San Antonio to celebrate her 90th birthday.
I'm so
Wow.
happy for you.
Is she
Like, you
on,
still
is she
have
on
mom.
X39? Oh,
Okay, listen to this story. So when I heard you guys back in, I guess, early December, I'm like, oh, because my mom's been suffering with fibromyalgia, headaches, aches and pains. I thought, oh my gosh, I've got the answer for her. So I call her. She's in San Antonio. I go through the whole spiel, right? Through the whole thing. And she goes, yes, I've been on those. I didn't want to tell you because I wanted to, really see if they work. I forget who she heard about it on, oh gosh, that actor, his wife that's got a talk show on TV.
Oh,
Not actor, he's a singer. Oh God, Charmaine, y'all would know who she is. But anyways, I think she had David Schmidt on her show. And
okay.
so my mom ordered them that way. And so she just had a random person that she was under, and he called her and worked with her, and she signed up, got all the patches, and he said, try it this way, try it that way, the ice wave. But I don't think she's drinking enough
She
water.
doesn't drink water.
She thinks she does. And I'm like, Mom, you've got to keep on them, keep on them, So she's been on them since I think November, and she never told me.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm like,
wow.
Well, when you go see her, mix her some electrolyte drink, because patches do depend on electrolytes.
Right,
And
and I-
even
yep.
from name electro, our cells are electric and patches electromagnetic.
Well, she's taking 3 high blood pressure medicines, and she's taking a max salt medication, like a narcotic for her headaches.
Oh,
So-
Maxwell is for migraines.
Yeah, it's actually not a narcotic
I
either.
was on it.
Okay.
It's very bad. It creates depression.
Yes, yeah,
And I was in a cycle of migraines and
that's
PTSD,
what
and
she's on. Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible medication.
Yeah.
That's the downside. Even though it's not a narcotic, it does
Stops
cause
your
bad
headache and then
depression.
it causes depression. It's like,
And she's way high on potassium.
hmm.
So I don't know what that is, because I got her
But
on
it
the
is
salt.
regulation of her kidneys are off because
Mm.
kidneys regulate potassium.
Yep, yep.
And so that means her kidneys are shutting down. You have to really kind of give her sodium bicarbonate pills.
Yeah, just the baking soda.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will kind of refresh the kidneys.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, so I'll work with her next week. But yeah, I was like, oh, I got the answer.
Well, I'm so happy of Mama. Like 90 is beautiful age.
Yeah. Yeah, she looks good for 90. She said, I just wish I felt as good as I look, really. But yeah, we'll work with her, see if we can get her going on them again. I'm like, don't waste those patches.
Also, watch how she's storing them. That's very important.
Right.
Okay, so look at everything when you get to her.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
Excellent. So here we go. I guess Steve left again. I told you he's got ADHD. He's into a million things all at once. So
Hey, is Steve going to eat his powdered donuts?
listen, I found them in his office and he got in so much trouble that day. because I'm here working on his stomach and I'm working on his gluten allergies. And I'm going out of my way of baking with flour that's this acorn flour that that has low gluten, you know, it's low in gluten, it's original wheat, and I'm doing things from scratch.
Right. And then he
You
goes,
know,
in-
and it's a lot of work. So I take care of him like this, and next thing I know, because they go like tell me, I'm like, I'm doing everything right. I mean, and you know, puzzling me. And next thing I find powdered donuts. I mean, man, what you
Well,
doing?
He's driving to Florida when he stops off, you know, at the store, you know,
Yes.
that, you know.
And when I don't go with
and you're
him,
not around.
who knows what he's up to? Like for real. Like, you know,
I did that one time. Yeah.
yes. So when he what are you eating now? But when he complains, I'm like, how many powdered donuts did you have on the way to Florida?
Mm,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
not Lucky Charms, though.
What is this?
This is, it's a fish, but it's not a fish.
Oh, it's got a vegan fish. Okay.
Yeah,
If he should-
All right.
tastes like a fish. Somebody's got a hand up.
Go ahead, sister Diane.
Hey,
Hi.
could you repeat how we're supposed to store these patches? I missed
Yeah.
that.
Yes. You're supposed to store them, well, either in a metal container or just have them in a kitchen cabinet away
Okay.
from the human body and sun.
Okay.
Because they get activated by our infrared light that we emit. And I didn't even know that. And I would wear them in my purse. So when I, you know, talk to people, I would patch them or whatever. So I would have my whole sleeves in my purse and you know, I wear it next to my body. And I was like, you know, there was one doctor who was saying, be careful because you're going to activate them all. And then they don't work. And so science makes sense that the science of it is that they get activated when you put them on your body by your body heat, right? So to keep them good, pay attention how you store them, and metal case is what blocks any kind of infrared emissions. Also, then they bake on the sun when post office delivers it to you, postman delivers it, and people are not home and it stayed on the sun too long on a porch or something, be very careful. Like you can actually return them and tell them that you were not home and they were baking on the sun because you don't want that. So, okay,
Thank you.
You're
you're
welcome.
welcome.
Yeah, Yana, I put mine in like a Faraday bag that you buy for like your cell phone. So I was able to just kind of slip quite a few sleeves in this.
That's a very
Excellent.
good idea.
So that works pretty good, you know, especially
Yeah.
traveling, you know.
Right, because you're blocking all kinds of
I can't really close
frequency.
it, but they work pretty good that way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, very good. Okay.
All right, guys. So we will wrap it up for tonight. And thank you guys for coming out.
And by the way, I just wanted to tell you, since we are such a small family, we were supposed to go to Cancun, right? We won Cancun trip with this company, which we never even knew about. They had to like remind us, like, hey, you won Cancun. You don't even know. I'm like, no. Well, how would I know? And so we were saying we're not going anywhere. And then we was like, oh, let's just go because we will meet David Schmidt. And I wanted to meet him face to face. So at the end, we cannot go because the woman that injected my dad and me, and you know, with the, she is in Lifewave and she's going, and I just can't be there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, I mean, I can, but I just don't think I can handle
No,
it.
it wouldn't be a good idea.
Right.
Sorry.
That's okay. But we have done, my father was exhumed and I had to go through that. He was exhumed and forensically examined. And forensic examiner wants 120 days
You know, 1 second, I'll go ahead and
for a report which